Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I am Luke Abdalovich. With me, as always, is Jared Waters and Tommy Ball, and the fellas are here Thursday night. Just us three. Another typical bi-weekly recording. Jared does have the garage closed. That does mean it's not as hot of a night here in
Wow,
Sacramento. So go ahead
astute
and
observation
just yeah,
there.
go ahead and like drop in the comments below that you're really thankful that Jared's not in a sauna right now, because that's big for production purposes.
Yeah. Also, I think, not to get too far off topic, but I think there's some random stray cats that are making a lot of noise in our neighborhood right now, and
Live
I'm ready.
audience.
I'm ready to take action. So
Oh, it's all right. I'm allergic to cats. I can't come help you out with that. So.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm ready to take action.
That's crazy. That's crazy. James, how are you doing over there? Also for those of you that don't know, we usually record again, these ones we get real honest with. We usually record pretty late at night. It is 9:42 California time right now. Tommy is an hour behind. So it's 10:42 for him.
Wait,
So
an hour
again,
ahead.
same idea.
No, okay.
But so Jared goes through the struggle. He's got to do it in the garage. Tommy does an hour later. So just for those of you listening, it can be a struggle. Now, are those very difficult struggles? It's up to interpretation. But
Yeah.
Tommy, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah,
Depends on
man.
what seat you're sitting
Happy
in,
to
you
be
know?
here.
Yeah, no,
Thursday night.
yeah,
Just happy to be here, man.
you
All
can't get.
smiles over here on this end.
Yeah.
For
Shout
sure.
out George Kittle, man. Went hoop.
All right, man. Well, that's good. That's how our nights are going so far. Let's get into our scouting report. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, the Walk On Pod does a scouting report every bi-weekly episode where it's just us three, where we give our starts and or our sits for the week, something in the world of sports, something that we like, something that we didn't like. We go from there. I have one. I don't know if you guys want me to go
Got a
first.
good
I feel like
start,
I
man.
typically don't.
I've got a good start. If I
I
can
got
get
a good. Yeah, you can go. Go ahead,
I got to
Tom.
start as well. You have a sit, Jared?
Yeah, I got to sit for
Thank God.
sure.
I didn't
nice,
all three of
nice.
us
Jared
want
will
to
go
start,
last.
so that's
You
good.
always
Okay.
hate when they all on the same, but you like
No,
some
I don't like
friction.
that. Yeah, no, it needs to be mixed up. I usually audible mine if we're all three gonna do the same, but go
Okay.
ahead,
No,
Tom.
I got to sit. So go ahead.
Cool.
Let's end off with the sit.
My start of the week, looking around the sports world, what I'm seeing and what I'm enjoying is the month of October. I'm starting the month of October for the sports
Wow, I
This is
world.
like
actually really
this.
good. This is
Yeah, I
really
It's
like
good.
this. I
it's
like
got it
this.
all,
Okay.
man. It's got it all. NFL's in mid-season now, or approaching mid-season, still early a little bit. Week 5, week 6. Week
Yeah,
6 just started.
buy Mageddon this week.
Yeah,
Oh
week
man,
6 just
yeah.
started tonight. The bye weeks are starting to hit in fantasy. The NHL just started. Utah Hockey Club had their first game over here at the Delta Center in Salt
Wow,
Lake. That was
that's
electric.
dialed.
October baseball. I mean, what more needs to be said about October baseball? I'm a tennis watcher. There's a big time tennis tournament going on right now still. Like it's everything in preseason basketball. This is a basketball podcast. Wouldn't be anything if I didn't mention basketball. So we had a fun preseason. We've got fun preseason matches going on all week long. So we've got it all, man. And I can't complain at all. I mean, what more can we ask for as people who love to consume sports, So that
No,
has
I
to be a
think
good start. That
I think
has to be a good start.
yeah, that's a great start. Also, another one that you didn't add, as college basketball players, full practice starts in October,
Full
and
practice.
you get some preseason scrimmages or exhibitions or
Yep.
something. So like
Yeah.
by
I
the
do.
time
I do
October is
have one of
done,
those at the end
we
of
are
the month.
in. Yeah, exactly. So by the time October finishes up, college basketball is going to be in full swing too. Because
Yep.
first week is usually opening week. It's like
Yeah,
the
it's
sixth or the
usually the
seventh.
first week of November, yeah.
So yeah,
And I
no,
didn't even mention college football. College football is amazing.
yeah. I
Like
mean,
college,
college football.
like, so
I
good,
still can't
dude.
get on board.
That's crazy, Jordan.
Uh,
It is
It's
so
it's just
entertaining.
not my. It's just not something I'm interested
I'm
in.
Like,
I'm being
did you
I'm
honest.
watch the highlights of that Georgia Alabama game a couple weeks
I
ago?
just saw the catch that that dude made in the quick
Oh.
spin move, which was dirty, and that was it.
17-year-old. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Bro, like that, it's just so crazy. And then you got what Ashton Jeanty's doing over there for Boise State, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a special cat.
incredible stuff going on. Yeah,
I'm eyeing
October,
him.
man. I usually
Yeah.
am not. I'm not a
Keith's already said
Halloween
he's
guy.
drafting him next year.
I'm not a Halloween guy, so I don't like love October as a whole. But I love the sports world that October brings.
It's a
So
nice
No,
brew. It's a nice mix.
it is.
well, it feels like the the culmination of a very long time of dead period in sports, like
Yeah,
where only baseball is going on, and like for all intents and purposes, regular season baseball is
Basketball
typically
that doesn't
not.
matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
You
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 kind of get
know
rewarded with this in October
yeah. I
with
mean,
you
with
July's
everything.
a We got blessed this year at the Olympics, but usually July is a
That's
rough,
true. That is
is
Yeah.
a
true,
rough
actually. I
month
didn't even think
You
about
know
that.
where
what's
you get
interesting
nothing
too?
but baseball.
What I'm thinking of, just since you mentioned it earlier, Luke, I think the other thing that happens is that as the weather starts to cool down, people spend more time indoors watching TV. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's like a nice, like, the timing is like, hey, everything's ramping up, like big time games. Well, it's a little chilly outside. We're not gonna, the sun goes down a
You're not
little
going to
earlier.
spend your
Yeah,
Sundays outside as much, like,
yeah.
because it's going
You're
to start
gonna,
getting colder.
yeah, yeah. So I
Speaking
think
of
those
Yeah.
work together.
weather, it's really, I mean, I don't know what's going on over there in California, but it's still hot here in
No,
Utah.
it's hot here.
It's hot
It's
here.
Today
It
was the
was
first one of the first days. Yesterday was 100 degrees.
100 degrees.
That's
Damn near.
insane.
Yeah.
100 degrees.
Yeah.
That's
Like they
actually
canceled Sienna's soccer practice on Monday.
As
It
they
was too
should.
hot.
wow.
It's
I'm
disgusting
gonna
outside.
I'm gonna enjoy it while I can before the snow hits.
Yeah,
For you, that's
you're
a
gonna
little
get
different.
it's
Yeah, we
gonna be
won't
a
get
quick
that.
flip of the switch.
Yeah.
Quick, bro. Quick.
Um, yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head though. October sports, you can't. We've talked about fall in general, but you get a good 4 weeks here. You get peppered with a
Yeah.
lot of really
Yeah.
good action. That's a
Good
great
app.
start. It's a really great start. It's funny we mentioned college football. I have a college football start.
Hmm.
Okay.
And it's gonna feel obvious, but I want to dive into a little bit more stats. So I'm gonna start Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt. So now,
Yeah.
obviously, if you live under a rock or if you're Jared and you don't follow college football, which I'm still sure he saw this, Vanderbilt just upset #1 Alabama last week, right? And arguably probably the biggest upset in
How can
SEC
you not
sports.
love college football, baby?
Like it is probably the biggest upset in SEC sports, if I had
I
to say.
saw them
Like,
throw. Yeah, they were 0-90, right, against #1 teams or something like that. Something
yeah,
crazy.
The
Vanderbilt,
fans
like
walked the
Yeah.
goalpost
Yeah.
2 miles to a
To the
river.
yeah,
lake, to the
they
river.
said they threw it in the river, said it's never going to be played on again. It will go down in infamy,
That's the
right? So
highest level of fandom I've ever seen.
So sick. I
right,
didn't
so
know
like
Vanderbilt was in Nashville, by the way. I had no
Oh
idea.
really,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So Vandy usually is kind of just like they get their butts kicked in the SEC. Like obviously it's the best football conference. Big 12 and Big 10 are obviously really good, but I think most people would argue the SEC is the powerhouse for football. Vanderbilt upset #1 Alabama this year, and Diego Pavia is their quarterback. And this guy is a dog, right? So I didn't really know anything about him.
He's got a
Watching
cool
this
story.
game, you could tell he's a passionate competitor, which is awesome. Like he seems like a really easy guy to back and root for. But let me just give you a little bit of his background here because I saw this and I dove a little deeper and I think it fits what we talk about here, right? So Diego Pavia, he was a two-star recruit coming out of high school. Not a big name. Probably didn't think he was going to be playing SEC football straight out of high school, right? Goes to New Mexico State. It's his hometown school, right? He grew up probably near I don't even know where New Mexico State is. It's near West Texas, right? It's over there in the
It's
middle of
like right
nowhere,
on the
essentially.
edge. It's right on
Um,
the edge of nowhere.
so New Mexico State goes to New Mexico State as a two-star recruit because it's close to home. He ended up going to Vanderbilt because he followed their offensive coordinator that went to Vanderbilt, but that's down the line. New Mexico State in the 2 seasons before Pavia was there was 3-11. The 2 seasons that he was there, they were 17-11. All right, so turned the program around. Probably got in a couple bowl games, maybe not some big name bowl games, but probably got in a couple bowl games. They won some games they probably weren't supposed to. Guy's a dog. Follows his OC to Vanderbilt. Before they get there, last season they were 2-10. This year they're 3-2, just coming off of the biggest upset in SEC football history. This kid is a
It's huge.
dog. This kid is a
Yeah.
dog,
Is
dude.
that the
And like
quarterback?
this is the quarterback, Diego
Okay,
Pavia.
got it. Yeah.
And like you can see in his interview, like he's like the kid is a competitor, right? Like I think he probably has that contagious energy in his locker room that one, I think a quarter like I've never played football, I can't really speak on it, but I'm sure a quarterback with that type of energy, it's probably electric. Like your team probably rallies behind that so much more than we can even imagine. And then second, the kid wins. Like the kid is winning in places that before he got there was not winning, right? And whether we like it or not, a lot of your evaluation is going to be based on whether you're winning or not, right?
Yeah.
You could be putting up the greatest stats in the world. If your team is losing, you're probably not going to be looked at in the same light, right? So I just wanted to like obviously the big story is they upset Alabama and everything, but as you dive deeper and look at his story, like it's a story about going to where you wanted to. He's a two-star recruit, went to his hometown school. I'm sure they recruited him hard, right?
Dude,
Went
so
to where
didn't
he
he
was
start as
wanted.
a walk-on too?
I mean, I my information was told 2-star recruit. I looked at it. He had a few offers, so I don't know if he was a full walk. He might have not had a full scholarship though, so he might have
I'm
been
Okay, what
pretty
is New
sure.
partial.
Mexico State? Is that D1 or is that one double
Let's
A?
do one.
Look
Hmm.
that up right now.
They're in the whack.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, go to where you wanted. Probably worked his ass off. Found a way to not only start but win games for them immediately. Got him in a place where they were successful. Probably allowed his coach to get a better job. Like go from New
Yeah.
Mexico State to an
To
SEC coaching
Vanderbilt?
job.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That coach liked him enough to ask him to come with him and be the starting quarterback of an SEC football team. And now you march into your home game to open SEC play and you beat the #1 team in the nation.
Crazy.
Alabama at that, probably one of the most storied college dynasties like of all time.
I mean,
Like that's pretty awesome.
they're never gonna stop talking about that in Nashville.
I'm telling you, it was arguably the biggest upset in like college football.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt sucks for all intents and purposes. Like they are usually getting kicked every single time, and like they get blown out every single game in
Yeah.
SEC play. And here you are beating the number, and they just came off of beating Georgia. Alabama came off the game
Yeah.
that Tommy was talking about. They just
Yeah.
came off arguably the
There's
game of
trap
the
game.
year.
Trap game.
And so I just, Diego Pavia, obvious start, but I think more than just going in and beating Bama, just kind of the whole journey and everything. I thought it was super cool, and it
Shout out
fits what we
Diego,
talk
man.
about here. So, guy's a
It
dog.
said
I
he
shot him a DM.
started. Said he
We'll say I
started
shot him a
as a
DM. Didn't get an
junior
answer, but
college.
Yeah.
So he
yeah,
started as a junior college and he was a walk-on, and then he
at
went to New
JUCO,
Mexico State. He
even
beat
better.
Auburn when he was at New Mexico State, so this isn't his first time.
Oh, so
Yeah,
he's privy to knocking
Yeah,
off
to
big dogs.
and
pulling the
then
Houdini act.
Yeah.
yeah, so he's the guy
He's a
for
dog. But
sure.
yeah, Diego
Let's get
Pavia,
him on
man,
here.
go
Yeah.
ahead and read my DM.
Hmm.
Big fan of yours. I'm sure we'd love to have a conversation with you.
We
The fact that you didn't answer,
we'll
I'm
send you
not.
some merch.
Uh, not
Anyway,
offended that you did. I'm sure he's getting flooded with DMs right now, but I had to shoot the shot. So maybe,
Yeah.
maybe one day.
That's a good call. Good call.
But yeah, on that really high motivational, great note. Jared, what do you got for us today?
Oh man, something not motivational.
Great.
uh, I hate talking about it, but I have to talk about it. I have a sit, and I'm gonna just go general. I'm not gonna go specific. I could, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna make a general statement, and we can take it to from wherever we want. I'm gonna sit any complaining or the idea of complaining about preseason games in the NBA.
Dude, you need to get off of this, bro.
No, I can't get. Do you want me to soapbox it? I can soapbox it, but I'm not going to. This is my thing. This is what I'll say. My sit is the fact that there's so much travel that happens in any sport, right?
wait,
The travel that happens in any sport, it is literally part of
are
the
you
deal.
are you
Yes,
shouting at LeBron right now?
yes.
And he wasn't the only one. He's not the only
Okay,
one. He's
okay.
not
Okay,
the
but I'm
only one.
sure that's probably what tipped the scale for
But is
anyone.
this LeBron directed? Is it
No,
feels
that
like
he
it?
wasn't the only one. He's
Okay,
just the
okay,
one
okay.
that started the
For
whole.
context, we're
Yeah.
talking. LeBron just made a tweet about having to go to Milwaukee for one preseason game, and he was like, "Man, I gotta fly to blah blah blah." So knowing Jared's, complaining
Disagree.
past, that's what we thought it was about. But Jared, there's more, so it's not just LeBron. But I'm
I
sure.
promise.
No,
I
there
didn't
was
do.
a few other
I,
people in the organization that were complaining, and then there were other people in other organizations complaining.
Yeah, okay,
So,
okay.
and even other people outside of that, different people that we know. Anyways, my thing is that the only reason I bring it up is because I don't think it should be one, the NBA does not deem or create or do anything for the preseason games. They have no bearing. The team itself creates the preseason schedule, and you can play a max of 6 games. You don't have to play 6 games, but you can play a max 6 games. The reason the Lakers are going to Milwaukee is because they agreed to do a home and home from last year, just like you would do in college, where you would play a home one year and then you would host that same team the following year. And that's literally what happened. So Milwaukee flew out to LA last year for preseason, one game, and then now it is LA's turn. And my whole issue with it is that there's so much more critical travel and there's so many other things that are important to getting ready and ramping up for an NBA season for people to complain about, especially not just LeBron, but just anybody that is a quote unquote star in the NBA, the chances that you even suit up or that you even play more than 15 games or 15 minutes is very, very small. So it's like you're literally going to sit on a plane and you're going to fly out there. You're going to cheer on your teammates, maybe get suited up, maybe play a little bit, shoot a couple jumpers, and then you're going to play and you go back home. And it's all chartered planes. So even though the flight may be a little longer than you like, it's you're still flying a charter flight that is nowhere near like we're not talking about, oh, I got to go play 4 games in 5 nights that don't count. It's like you're gonna go play one game and then you're gonna come back home. And it's like it's became a thing, and that's why I have to say something because I don't think it should be a thing, but somehow it's become a thing. And it's probably because of certain people making comments about it, but he's not the only one that's making comments. So this isn't even directly shot at LeBron. This is
I
he's
think that's valid. I think that's a valid sit, Jared. I really do.
I have a question.
There's nothing for them to really be complaining about here. Let's be honest.
you make your own preseason schedule. It's not like the
Yeah,
NBA is making you do it.
Yeah, it's valid sit. I think you got it there with that one.
yeah. No, I'm not mad at this shit. I do have a
You did have
question.
a question though. Let me hear.
Do you think this is at all potential propaganda for getting the preseason taken away? And maybe they'll do a certain like a
Yeah.
similar to college basketball where maybe there's close scrimmages and there's like exhibitions or like fan night games or whatever to where it's
Or
not an actual preseason, but
or they go or they try to minimize them or like take them away. But I think so like it's the same thing we talked about. I think we talked about this before. Like for example, like Philadelphia is playing tomorrow night in Iowa. Like, do they need to be in Iowa? No, but like Iowa doesn't have professional sports, so like
the
that's
Iowa
cool for
Wolves.
that. That's cool for them, right? So it's like it's really not that big a deal. It's not ideal, but like it's I mean, these games don't count. It's even if you play bad, you play good, you win, you lose, you play 10 minutes, you play 30 minutes. It's just a preseason game. It's like
So
why are we even talking about this? Why is this even news?
my my gripe with it is actually not to do with the travel or the location or anything. My gripe to do with it is the there's a large population of the people playing in the preseason games that are fighting for jobs, right? So the point of the preseason game isn't for probably the people who are complaining about it. It's for those who are fighting for jobs or fighting
Completely agree.
for rotational
Yeah.
minutes or fighting for a spot on the team. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
yes, those people are probably relishing at the fact that like there's people that like wish that they were going on those trips, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not. I
Yeah,
could give a
that's
damn if they fly into the Abu Dhabi game, right? That's
yeah.
their chance to maybe earn some minutes on an NBA roster. You know what I mean? So I think that's
Yeah.
where my biggest gripe with it is. Like, yeah, if you hate the travel, if you hate the schedule, whatever, but like, okay, LeBron's not going to be playing in this game.
Right.
Yeah, I get it, but the 19th person on the training camp roster might get pick up a contract because of how they play in this game. And it's like that means
Yeah.
more than the plane that sucks.
And that's like I guess and that's a great point because that is like the whole basis of my issues. Like, dude, it's just like it's not even about you. It's not even about one person. So it's
I,
literally it's like a selfish stance to take. Like, oh, I don't want to fly. Like, it's like I don't know, complaining about the preseason schedule that you create, and then like you said, like it's not even for you. We know that you're not gonna play.
yeah. Um, that's why I asked a question about maybe if this could be like a propaganda to change the preseason stuff because like I can see the NBA doing that, but I will say the Twitter replies to the LeBron
Are
tweet have been
hilarious,
so funny. They'd be like,
hilarious.
"Hey, Braun, man, tell him I gotta go drive to my in-laws' house after work today." Like it's so funny. People are having a good time with it. So yeah, no, I'll give
Yeah.
him that. He got people talking, man, and I'm sure the
I
other
just
tweets. I don't know if
As
they got as
Bron
yeah.
much
always
traction,
does.
but
Well, so it's like yeah, I mean the reason it irked me, like the Braun tweet was annoying, but it irked me more when people in the media started asking about it, then everyone had an opinion. It's like,
see,
dude,
I wouldn't
like
be surprised if in the next few years preseason like something changes, whether it changes to like close scrimmages and stuff, or like they kind of
I don't
get
know.
rid of it.
That would
I
be
mean,
lame.
I agree, I
I mean, who
agree, but
cares? I mean, the Warriors played the Kings here last night, and it's like people got to go see the game, and it's like
It was
like you
jumping
said,
down here. When I was
yeah,
driving through
people.
downtown last night, people were hyped. Like
Yeah,
it was
people
a
like
Kings game.
and it's a chance to like the tickets are cheaper. Like,
Meet some
again,
of the new players, like all
yeah,
that stuff.
guys that aren't going to get to play a lot, or guys that like you
The
said,
two-way guys or
like
like
Boogie
training
Ellis
camp
played
guy.
well last night.
Yeah.
He's out there fighting for minutes, and it's like you gotta give him respect, man. Like that's what it's for, people like that. It's not for those other people. So it's just like, why are you complaining?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good sit. I just I'm glad you came. Which I'm not to no surprise you came prepared with the full argument, not just being upset
No,
at
I'm not.
LeBron
Yeah, I'm not
because
just yelling at LeBron. No, no. I know. I
Sure,
mean,
sure.
before,
Okay.
like,
you're not
honestly,
above that though. You know you're not
no,
above
I am not. I'm a completely not above that. But
it.
like I said, it was annoying. But then once I got on like ESPN app, and it's like
And
storyline
people
after
are yeah.
storyline, and then they're talking about, like, they asked JJ Redick and they asked Anthony Davis and they talk to other people, and I talk to people that are in the league, and it's like, dude, like it's just not that big a deal. Like, it's just not that serious.
You ever talk to people in the league?
Okay. Anyways,
Now
move on.
2 weeks ago we launched a new segment called the Walk with Me segment, and didn't get any negative reviews about it, so we're gonna
Oh,
continue
that's
it.
nice. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
no, I mean, I had a couple people ask me about it and said that they liked the idea with it. So I think as we continued with these biweekly episodes and we, keep adding to the catalog, I think it'll be a good thing that we can go back on and, maybe one day our production team can put all of them together or whatever, figure something out like that. But anyways, I took week one. Jared volunteered to take the second installment of the Walk with Me uh segment, sorry. And he told me today at the gym he was prepared, he was ready to go, and so I'm excited what he's got for us today.
Excited,
Jared,
man.
walk with me segment.
Walk with me segment. Okay, so I want you guys to walk with me. Now, it actually was mentioned on this pod a few weeks ago. I don't always get my pronunciation correct.
Hey,
So
you didn't get
Pronunciation.
if
it correct right there.
Yeah, you
yeah,
just yeah no.
if
That's a clip. That is
That
a
had to be on
clip.
purpose, right? That had
That's
to
a
be on
clip.
purpose.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
uh,
But that's a
uh,
clip.
guess we'll never
Tommy and
know.
I thought the same thing. We said, "Yep,
Hey,
he's
that
doing
was
it."
actually so good, Jared. Oh
Let me go
my
ahead.
God.
Let me
I
go
don't
ahead and
care if
take note of
nobody
that.
appreciates that as much as I did. That is incredible.
Pronunciation. No, that was
Pronunciation.
great. That was lovely. I'm really glad that happened. All right,
Okay.
walk with me, Jay.
So I'm probably gonna butcher his name. There actually is a there's some everyone has a different interpretation of how to say this person's name that I'm going to quote here, but I'm going to say it the best way that I can. So bear with me
Walking
as
with
you
you, bro.
walk with me. Uh, there's a quote from Friedrich Nietzsche, I think is the way, right? Some people say it's just Nietzsche, but I think it's Nietzsche.
I mean,
Is-
I don't know Fred, so
yeah, no,
He's a
thanks,
famous
Fred.
Fred.
German philosopher,
There you go.
and he had this quote. It's in. I actually read it in a separate book. The book is Atomic Habits. It's a great book if you haven't read it. The quote is, and I'm gonna make sure I read it so I don't misspeak. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how.
Okay, I need a process.
He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how.
Can I? Do you want us to take a stab at it, or you want to go to run with it?
I can. You guys can take a stab. I actually would like that because then there's no predetermined feelings here.
Yeah. So I would say the way that I interpret it is saying that in life, if someone has a purpose or a goal or like is given a purpose or given a job or whatever, if you have a why, then you are important enough to withstand however the means are to get that why done, right? Like so if I have a purpose to make someone smile with this podcast, it shouldn't be too heavy of a task for me to bear to go ahead and make someone smile with this podcast because that is what my why was. How'd I do?
Yeah, I like that. That's a great
Yeah.
interpretation. Tom, what you got?
I like that quote though.
I don't even think I can say anything after Luke. I think that was incredible right there. Yeah, I don't have much to say right now. That was pretty good, Luke.
Hey,
I think
thanks, man.
if you have a why, you can do what needs to be done. That's kind of how I'm taking it. Like if
Yeah.
you've got a
Yeah.
you have a purpose, like you said, like a reason that
Um,
keeps you going, like you can do it.
yeah.
Everyone can.
I think that's both those are spot on. Just to kind of, I wanted to just kind of make it vague and then see where it goes. And then, so essentially, if you haven't read Atomic Habits, the short version is that it's talking about doing the little things perfect and building good habits, and having like the smallest of habits will make the biggest of changes. And in that portion of the book, it's talking about how people struggle to commit to habits, or people struggle to stick with things when, whether it gets difficult or whether it gets boring, or whether, like, the book talks about all that different stuff. And he quoted Nietzsche. And I think from my interpretation, the way I read it, for my own life, because that's what we're talking about, is trying to, circle it back to our own life, is that I'm very fortunate to do what I get to do for a living. I get to be a basketball trainer. I get to spend time with kids, help people make their dreams reality. Um, we have people like in our KI fam that are committing to colleges and getting free educations, and we have people in our KI fam that are already, getting pro contracts and doing all these great things, and getting new offers and all that stuff. And there's certain days, and I've said this, like, there's certain days where I don't necessarily want to go to the gym, right? Or there's certain days where I don't love like being a basketball trainer. There's certain parts of the
It's like
job,
what
and any
Jokic said
job.
last year. It's like what
Yeah.
Jokic said last year. Nobody likes going to their job every day. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like but I always think like, okay, why do I do this? Right? Why do I do this? And the main reason why I do this, and we talked about it on the relaunch episode, is I want to try to help people reach things, or reach goals that maybe I didn't reach, or help them avoid the pitfalls of things that plagued me and prevented me from getting to where I wanted to go, or thought I wanted to go. And so I feel like no matter how much my body hurts, or how much my brain hurts, or how much lack of sleep, or whatever the how is, like, how am I going to get to the gym? How am I going to get through these workouts? How am I going to like survive 8 hours, 10 hours without eating, or any of that stuff? And I always have to come back to, well, I'm not doing this for myself. Like, my why to live is to enrich the lives of the people that I meet on a basketball court. So for me, that's how I look at it, is like, there's days where like my body's worn out and I'm tired and I don't want to be, or I just don't want to deal with certain stuff. And I always have to remind myself, one, that I'm very, very lucky and fortunate to get to do what I get to do, and get to impact lives the way I get to impact lives, whether it be small or large or whatever. But um, nothing that I have to survive on a day in, day out basis is that bad. So it's like, I can bear almost anyhow, right? That's how I look at it. Like, I'm a basketball trainer. I'm nothing special in that sense. Like, I don't my job doesn't there's no critical life. Like, no one's gonna live or die on basketball training, you know? So it's like, I have to remember and keep a good perspective on that. A problem that's a big deal in my world is not a big deal in the real world.
yeah.
So that's how I read into that.
No, I like that was really good. That was really good. I think the application of it makes a lot of sense too. But
Well said.
no, I like that one a lot. Yeah, that was a great second installment, man. That was
Yeah.
awesome. I think I
Told you,
think
man, I was prepared.
I think our walk with me segment is gonna get some legs here.
Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah. Yeah, this
oh,
guy.
yo, chill, chill,
Thank
chill.
you, Jim
Let
Halpert.
'em come.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was good. That was good. So in 2 weeks, Tommy will bring a quote, and then we'll circle back around. So
Here we go.
that was the walk with me segment,
Ready to go
part
early.
2. Yeah, ready. Hey, be ready to go early, Tom. Now again, these bi-weekly episodes are now going to contain 3 main segments. Right, we did our scouting report. Great start and sits by the fellas today. Good conversations there. Great walk with me segment. Jared brought a fantastic quote. Had a great reason for why he brought it. Both Tommy and I were affected by it. We felt like we could connect with that quote for sure. Now we have our starting 5. We have our starting 5, the staple of the walk on pod here. Today, obviously,
Interesting chatter here.
yeah, obviously this is not a political podcast. This is not a political podcast. Okay, I don't want anyone listening to this to think that this is a political podcast in any means, but obviously the talk of the nation right now is the upcoming election in a few weeks. So we thought, why not do athletes who could be, should run, who would get our votes as president, right? And again, this is not a political podcast. I don't think any of us have built this lineup based off of their policies
Nope,
or
not
potential
at all.
policies or anything. This is purely for fun and entertainment
Uh-huh.
purposes.
How
Now,
quickly do we want to gain fans or gain enemies?
no, we're not. We are not. This is not a political podcast. Now, I do have the stats from our last starting
Oh
five
man.
poll. We did get a lot more engagement, and shout out to former Walk On Pod guest Riley Killip. He gave me this suggestion, and we did get a lot more engagement on this poll. Now, this was our starting five things that we wish we were good at. The winner was me with 45% of the vote.
Damn.
Second place was Tommy Ball with 35% of the vote,
Oh
and
god, I'm getting
Jared bringing up
crushed.
the rear with 20% of the vote. Now,
Why does
Yeah,
this keep
um,
happening?
uh, I would like to take the 3 slot on this one. I
Everybody
don't.
wants to. Everybody wants to be a dad. You voted for Luke. You want to be a dad. That old man.
What?
Your list was about being an old man.
What are you talking about?
All the things that you wish you were
Mine
good
was
at.
practical things. That's why people probably are alluding
Anyway,
to
all
it.
right,
Like
all
that's
right, all right,
crazy.
all right. I'm gonna take the one. I'm gonna take the one
So Tom
spot.
takes the 1. Jared
I'll
got the
take the
2.
2,
I'm
that's
taking the
fine.
3.
One of
Let's
these
And,
get
days I'm gonna be able to
and
get some dad
athletes
jokes.
that could be president.
fellas, easy pick for me here. I'm going
Really?
the 1-1. Da 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 dun dun dun. We'll be selecting a center. LeBron
So
Oh.
James.
You're putting Braun at the center.
I'm putting Braun at the center, dude. We're going Braun at
Can
the
we go
center.
back to my start and sit? Can I say with something different?
Why, dude? Like, come on, man. That is
Uh,
the right 1-1, I
I'm
think.
going
That's
Braun.
a terrible
I'm
pick.
going Braun.
Why? He's influential, dude.
He's
Like,
Braun, dude.
He
he's
sucks.
yo, you can't be a hater, bro. Like
I'm gonna be a
that's just
hater.
hating on greatness for no
Braun's
reason.
inevitable, Jared.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Okay, LeBron James off the board 1-1. I think it's the correct 1-1. At the center is a little interesting, I will say that, but
Yeah,
we roll
well,
Small
regardless.
lineup.
the rest of my lineup.
I would say
Why
he's a
play.
center size influence, that's for sure.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Also, mine has both current and past
Yeah,
athletes.
Yes,
so
I
does
have
mine.
passed.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Okay,
have
cool.
passed.
Okay, Jared, go ahead.
It's small forward. The reason that this guy's got to go be my first pick because a big part of running for the presidential election is being able to sell yourself and being able to create great ads. And this guy has high level ad potential. Give me Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
a good one.
small
No, that's really
forward.
good. That's a
The
really good
small
one.
who doesn't like good old fashioned all
He has good
American
ads,
Peyton
bro.
Manning? Yeah.
The
He has really
sheriff.
good
Like,
ads.
yeah, like
Sheriff.
he's high level. I mean, and think about him in a debate. Like think about like the hand gestures and the
No,
Omahas. Like he would be.
he's no, he came to our primaries. No, he was
We didn't
he
even.
that's
Hey,
a
he didn't even
Our
have to show
primary.
up. He was there. He didn't have to show up to ours.
that's a really good
That's
pick.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
He
that's a
kinda
small
like
forward though. I
No,
don't know if
that's
I said
no,
that.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that. And he's
Okay.
like he's been a leader. He's a QB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
that's really good. That's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and take my small forward here as well. Uh this one I think you guys can call me crazy. I see a reality where this actually happens. Just full transparency with how America is. But Dwayne the Rock Johnson at my small forward. And I would vote for the guy. I would vote for the guy 1,000%.
Yeah, I like the guy. Yeah, no,
I feel
That's a great
feel
pick.
like
I didn't even think about The Rock.
Yeah.
yeah, man. I think he's for how famous he is and
Yeah.
how much people like him and how little trouble you've ever heard him get into. Like,
Yeah. The only person that doesn't like him is Vin
Daddy.
Diesel. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
yeah, it makes for good
Daddy.
movies.
You know
though,
what's
so
you know
there
what's
go.
crazy though? Like I don't know if Tommy might know this. Luke, I know you probably don't know this. He was on WWF and all that, and like
Yeah.
he got into acting, but like he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
That
I actually
is-
didn't know
that is-
that. Yeah.
He makes the most per
He's got a-
movie.
he's
Like
got a
it's
wide range.
crazy. Yeah, he's
He's
awesome.
just likable. Like he's
Yeah,
likable.
no, and he plays the roles that he gets so well.
Yeah.
Just
Like
The Rock in every
yeah.
movie. He's literally
Yeah.
just
Hey,
The Rock.
and so obviously he was a professional wrestler, but
Yeah.
he was on the practice squad for, I believe, the Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins, because he went to
Yeah.
University of
He
Miami.
went to
Yeah.
U Miami.
So
Yeah.
it's like if we I
Yeah.
knew
No,
a
that's
flag
a good
wasn't going to be
pick. No,
thrown,
no,
but yeah,
that's a
there
good.
we
No,
go.
no, no, no.
So
That's
give
a
me
great
Dwayne the
pick.
Rock Johnson at the small forward. Now we're gonna turn to my point guard. No, we're gonna turn to my shooting guard. We're gonna turn to my shooting guard. This is a personal pick. Again, another guy that would get my vote 100%, and I don't know a soul that doesn't like this guy. Maybe some Miami fans, but Jameis Winston at the shooting guard. Again, you're talking. look, look, you're talking about a guy that with
Oh,
little
wow.
to with little to no
Wow.
effort can ignite a group of people to follow him. We're
Oh
looking at
God.
Jameis Winston. So,
Yeah, talk
and
about tax evasion.
dude, I'm not worried about we're not like I said we're not. This is not a political podcast,
I'll
Jared. I'm
just
talking
make it
about
a joke.
he's getting my vote. He's nothing
Uh,
about positivity. He's gonna put our best foot forward, and I'm gonna allow him to lead us. So give me Jabo at the
and
shooting guard.
he's not afraid of scandals, man.
He's
You can't be a politician and not be afraid of
he's
scandal.
he's backing up the most scandalous quarterback in the league right now. That's what I'm saying. He's not afraid of responsibility, dude. Like, and the
Yeah.
Cleveland Brown fan base is begging for him to start, right?
I
So
mean, he's
he's
got to at some point, right?
oh man, oh
They're
man,
bad.
oh boy. But yeah,
Jameis
give
is
me
start.
Jabo. Give me
Sure.
Jabo at the shooting guard.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Our shooting guards are really going to be clashing right here. This is going to be high level. And I only have one reason, well, two reasons why I put this guy on here. Similar to Jabo, this guy really incites a crowd and he makes a big splash. Also, he is not, and I again, Luke doesn't want this isn't political. This is just me being straight up. He's not afraid to stick to his story and lie through his teeth.
That's not
And
nothing political. Everyone knows politicians.
okay,
Yeah.
shooting guard Barry Bonds
Oh wow.
makes a splash. Come on, man, I'm on fire today.
You thought you were good with that one. You thought you were elite with that one.
All
Wasn't
right.
expecting to see Barry Bonds on this list,
Yeah,
but there we
I
go.
wasn't either.
Do
You
you
guys
think
probably
they
weren't
do you think they
expecting to see
urine
this guy.
tests?
Yeah, guy will
presidential
just.
candidates?
Guy was like, well, sir, this is this is illegal. No, it's not.
No. I promise you. Just a lot
Definitely
of
wasn't
bench press.
expecting to hear Barry Bonds' name. I'd be surprised if you guys were expecting to hear this guy's name. We're gonna go to the small forward and being a president. It's about being a fearless leader, right? You know, you're commanding the United States of America. And I love the route Luke took with Jameis Winston. I'm gonna go with a quarterback as well. Give me Tim Tebow here,
Yeah,
man.
no, that's a
Tim
great one.
He
Tebow is a
will win a
guy I
lot
could
of
rally
votes,
around.
man. He is
Oh,
going to win a
definitely.
lot of votes.
Tim
That's a
Tebow,
really
I
good one.
mean, get him
Yeah.
behind the mic, and he's motivating me.
No,
And I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about Jameis Winston's pregame speeches.
Yeah,
Like,
I
think
thought
about
you
his
were
State of the
I
Union
thought that was gonna be a
addresses.
big
Oh
part.
man.
Tim,
Uh,
Tim's strong man of faith. Like you just
yeah,
No, that's
you're getting the Bible Belt. I'm
that's
telling you that
yeah,
right
that
now.
that is a balanced breakfast over there
Yeah.
with Tim Tebow.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's a good
And
take. That's a
then
really good take.
thank you. And then we'll go point guard here. I mean, come on. I think he's actually talked about potentially having a future in politics. I don't know. We'll see. I think Steph could do a good job, man.
Mm,
I think Steph could do a good job. But that's just me being a Steph fan, so I have to throw him in there.
Okay, just 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to count how many Steph Curry picks you have in our starting fives because there's a lot. He's
Oh,
got to
dude,
be
what?
your
I mean,
most
come on.
selected. He's got to be your most
yeah, he's
selected.
got yeah.
For sure, for
His
sure.
all-star selections are insane.
No, I don't think it's a bad pick though. I don't think it's a bad pick. We're talking influence, like you know.
Um, this is the important play here. I don't have a great reason why this guy he just jumped off the page when he came to our rally and we talk about energy. Everybody's got energy, guys. This guy I just feel like every average American would just love this guy and fall in love and they would just vote based on his personality. So at the power forward, give me Gronk, man.
Well, that feels crazy.
Give me Gronk.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I like that pick. Power forward.
I mean, the guys. I mean, He'll get people to rally. That's for sure.
That's it.
That is for sure. I think Gronk is another one of those people though that like I'd find it hard to believe, besides people who had to guard him, that don't like Gronk. Like I feel like
Yeah.
he's got to be such a fun, likable dude to be around. Like
Yeah.
just full of energy, nothing but positive. But yeah, if you had to guard him, I can see why you wouldn't have enjoyed him. But that's beside the point. Um. Okay, I'm gonna go to my point guard here. And, I keep talking about influence. This is a person that has changed the landscape of the landscape of their platform in such a short period of time that especially in sports we don't see this type of influence. And it's I don't think it's going anywhere. At my point guard, I'm gonna take Caitlin Clark. I'm taking Caitlin Clark at the point guard.
Wow,
Um,
Nice
good
pick.
pick.
again, like she's changed the landscape of women's basketball in the matter of a year and a half. Literally. Like it is on the upward scale for the better. And it's very much in part because of her. And she's dealt with that responsibility really well and she's backed it with her play. So give me Caitlin Clark at the point guard. Now this is where I'm gonna make some changes to my lineup, but I really like where I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to my center. And this is a similar pick to the Gronk pick. I would say just another guy that he's full of energy. I would find it so hard to believe that someone doesn't like being around him. He's recently began to start speaking on media platforms and stuff, and he's been awesome to listen to as a viewer. And to Jared's point with the ads, and he's extremely marketable, extremely marketable. Give me Jason Kelsey at my center. Um, and the guy, and look, we're talking about leading a country.
Funny
The
man.
guy was a center protecting his quarterback. He knows what it means to have that responsibility to protect people behind you, right? So give me Jason Kelsey at the center.
It's a good pick. I like that pick. At point guard, this is some people are not going to expect this pick, but this guy fought his way into the league and really just somehow really carved out his own niche and I think he had, as a politician, he would probably have his own way of doing things, but I think a lot of people get behind it not only because of his stature, but also because, he made it. He made it. A lot of guys his size don't make it. So at point guard, give me JJ Barea. JJ Barea. And he's
Saying
married to
international
Miss
candidate.
Yeah. I mean, he's married to Miss Universe or Miss Puerto Rico,
But
whatever it
isn't
is.
he
So he's
like Puerto Rican? Like
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he could. Yeah, we didn't say, he could essentially get citizenship here and then run here.
I
You know,
don't
you
I
never know.
don't think that's a qualification, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure you have
Never
to be
know.
naturalized, but that's we didn't,
Yeah,
in the
no,
walk on
Puerto
pod
Rico is like a
presidential
United
debate.
States territory.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
plays. It plays
Uh,
100%. He's on the ballot. He's on the ballot.
Good boy, JJ. Congratulations.
Yeah,
yeah.
congratulations for that forearm
Um,
shiv you got from Andrew Bynum in the semifinals.
Has
I'll
led your
never.
team to a finals
Oh
or
my
to a
God,
championship.
I will never forget that. I remember watching that game
Yeah.
vividly at the old
And
house, and he
Bynum
just
took his
respect.
jersey
boom.
off. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. Sport
All
code, man.
right. I'll go
That was
power forward here. This person, this guy, he's outspoken. He's well spoken. Maybe he's a little polarizing, but that's okay. Most politicians are. Uh, Great education. He's a Stanford alum. Give me Richard Sherman here.
Wow,
Sherman the Germ.
I actually like that a lot.
Give me Richard Sherman.
Fierce
I'm a
competitor
fan.
too.
yep.
Fierce competitor. Fierce competitor.
I like that.
And then we'll flash over our last spot. We need the shooting guard. And we're gonna continue our influence trend. This woman has incredible influence on the sporting world. Serena Williams. I think Serena Williams would get
Yeah.
my vote.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, talk about one of the most dominant players in sports.
Yeah,
All
good
time right there.
intensity out there.
Oh yeah,
All right.
she'd have passion in those
Yeah,
debates.
a lot of passion,
Yeah.
enthusiasm.
So at the center, I put this guy at center because he's a big guy. And, I don't know if this is I guess you could throw a flag if you needed to. This guy's already done it. He hasn't ran for president, but he has been the governor of a state. Give me Jesse the Body Ventura, former WWF, and then he became the governor of Minnesota for I think 2 or 3 terms.
Oh,
That's
Older guy.
Jesse the
okay.
Body
The
Ventura.
body. You got to add the body Ventura.
I got it. I got it.
All right, okay, just make sure.
Nice. Don't I'm not a WWE guy, so I don't know who that is. But
Yeah, it's old school.
it's
It's like probably before my time.
so what, like WWF? Or no, you were probably WWF coming up.
F
Huh?
and then E, yeah, and then
Yeah.
yep.
Nice. Okay, that's a good one. Actual politician too. Y'all like
Yeah,
that?
actually, yeah, he made it happen. So that's at my center.
So I have power forward remaining, then walk on, and the president of the United States is arguably the most powerful position in the world, right? I think someone who needs to be in the position needs to know how to handle that power in a humble manner, right? This person is arguably the greatest athlete of all time. Arguably the greatest athlete of all time. Probably the most powerful person I've ever watched highlights of. I didn't have the pleasure of watching him when he was actually playing. And the whole thing surrounding him was nobody actually knew what he was actually about because he was so calm and under pressure. He was never shaken and he was very humble. Give me Bo Jackson at my power forward.
Mm.
Like that is a
Oh,
figure that I
You
would be
don't
like,
know
hey,
Bo.
you don't know Bo, man. That is like,
Mm.
bro, if you watch any of his either baseball or football highlights, he's a freak. He is a freak, right? And
Yeah.
he's extremely powerful. But you wouldn't know it just by his demeanor, right? He's
Yeah.
seems like a real
You don't
down to
know Bo,
earth,
man.
humble guy. You don't know Bo.
good,
So
good
give me
pick.
Bo Jackson at the power forward. Now my walk on. My walk on pick, I took something that I actually again like the Dwayne the Rock Johnson one, like I do think it could happen, but this is like feels like up this guy's lane. He he's well he the way he plays his game, he's obviously a very smart person, but well documented to be an extremely smart person. I believe he studied like aerodynamics or some type of astrophysicist or something at University of Tennessee, and the guy's a freaking genius. Give me Josh Dobbs as my walk on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
still
Like
in the NFL or no?
yeah, he's a
Stuff.
backup for the Niners. He's a backup for the Niners.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
like I don't. I should have honestly. I should have written it down about like what he studied. But it was some insane degree that he got from Tennessee, which is a very high academic school, and like
Back.
everyone talks about how much of a genius he is. And so, I mean, he fits the bill. He fits the bill. He plays
Yeah.
quarterback. You got to be one of the smartest people on the field
Josh
to play for
Dobbs.
quarterback. So
Good quarterback too.
he had a great run for like 3 weeks last year too.
Yeah,
Everyone was
people
a
were
Jo-
like, yeah, that's when he like blew up, and then he just like,
Everyone was a Josh Dobbs fan for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, how could you
Again, a
not be,
likable
man?
guy. Yeah, super likable guy too.
Sliding
So
in, didn't study the playbook at all, got him a win.
yeah,
It's impressive.
passion, enthusiasm, smarts. He checks a lot of boxes.
Sure.
Back to Jared for walk on.
walk on. I picked this as a walk on because, he's outspoken. He's never afraid to mix it up. And, especially if you're going to be the president of the United States, you have to have some reservation, but at the end of the day, you got to be the big dog and you got to be willing to, strike first. So give me Draymond.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Draymond Green off the board.
I mean, those debates will be fun. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They might be physical debates.
That's
And I love Draymond. I'd vote for Draymond.
exactly. See, all right, he's
man.
already got one vote.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you
Shout out
go.
to Dre. All right. I will. This guy here, walk on. He also checks a lot of boxes, man. He's a leader, passionate. All the above things I've already said, and he actually just got put into the president of baseball operations for the San Francisco Giants. I'm going Buster Posey here.
Nice. I actually
Nice. That's a good pick.
Buster Posey.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that pick.
No, that's really good. I mean, he got to anchor a lot of stuff as a catcher too. I believe like you kind of
Yeah.
gotta.
A lot of
I
hands
mean,
and different.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and like you handle the calls, and I think you probably communicate different things to the infield and
doubt,
stuff
man.
too. So
No
I
doubt.
like that. I like that. That's an icon too for any
Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
in our especially our generation growing
Oh,
up with you know Buster Posey. You know
Oh,
what he's
yeah.
about.
Agreed.
Oh, I meant me and Tommy's generation. I didn't.
No, I'm saying that I
Oh my bad.
I agree.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Man.
I wasn't even
Sorry,
taking it that way.
dude.
But
No, I know. I had to. That's on me. That's hand up.
yeah,
Hand
it
up.
is. Yes, especially since I was in college in the Bay when they won their first title.
Yeah, no, I
Went
mean
to a
that
lot of
does.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been fun. All right, let's read these lineups off. I have at the point guard, Caitlin Clark, shooting guard, Jameis Winston, small forward, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, power forward, Bo Jackson, center, Jason Kelsey, walk on, Joshua Dobbs. We give him his actual government there. Tommy, Stephen Curry at the point guard, Serena Williams at the shooting guard, Tim Tebow at the small forward, Richard Sherman at the power forward, LeBron James at the center, walk on, Buster
Lineup,
Posey.
man.
Jared,
Lineup.
point guard JJ Barea, shooting guard Barry Bonds, small forward Peyton Manning, power forward Robert Gronkowski, center uh Jesse the Body Ventura,
Yeah.
walk on Draymond Green.
Yeah. I love that pick, dude.
That's I like that though. That was
That was
fun.
the most unexpected pick on the list, I
I
have
mean,
to say.
yeah, I would, yeah, good for you, Jared. Good for you. I like that.
Thanks, man.
Oh, that's good. But I said good for you. I don't.
Yeah, I just said thanks, man.
Okay, it's your time to shine now.
Yeah, Jared. It's kind
I
of your
didn't know
cue.
you need a cue.
I
It's
was just
115
you know,
episodes in. You don't need a cue, buddy.
we each just get one vote. Got to
Mhm.
make it count.
Mhm.
Some voting for 50 chips a night. When I eagle the 18th hole, the commander in chief won't be the only one flying at great heights.
Did you say anything about chipping?
Yeah, he said
I'm
50
voting
chips.
for 50 chips a night.
Okay.
Come on,
Yeah.
man, pay attention.
I
No,
was
I think
locked
I
in,
just
Jared. I caught it.
no, I got lost behind him saying eagle on the 18th hole. I'm just that's on me.
Right.
That's on me.
Because that'd be unusual.
Yeah,
That would be.
all right.
I wouldn't say unusual. That would be spectacular for my guy Jared. I wouldn't put a bad burden on it. It would be spectacular and I'd be
Nice.
ecstatic for him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Respect.
It'd be the culmination of a lot of hard work.
Yeah, a lot of hard
Yeah.
work.
One day
There you
that's
go.
gonna happen. I'm
Yeah.
fully
Oh,
confident.
it'll happen. Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah.
no
With
doubt.
that being said, man, episode 115, our listeners, new and old, love you all. We thank you all. Appreciate you all. Have a great night. Have a great Sunday. That's when this episode drops. These are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.